watched the show quite a few times, and I think you should open the show with a song.
Yeah, great idea.
Oh, part alone. Yeah.
Is that your answer to my... Well, it's a show about music and musicians.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, good point.
What part of no don't you understand? What part of no don't you understand? I went out for a drink, trying to have some fun, trying to unwind, trying to come undone. You started spinning me lines, don't get me wrong. You were hot and I was cool with all of your come-ons. What part of no don't you understand? We went back to your house for a drink, that's right. We kissed, you wanted more, I tried to put up a fight. I said your mum's photograph kinda looks like mine. Do you think she'd be proud of you crossing the line? What part of no don't you understand? What part of no don't you understand? So I wore a short skirt to your delight. How I like to dress is not your invite. You ain't much of a man if you can't understand. A date is a date, I didn't ask to get banged. What part of no don't you understand? We went back to your house for a drink, that's right. We kissed, you wanted more, I tried to put up a fight. You ain't much of a man if you can't understand. A date is a date, I didn't ask to get banged. What part of no don't you understand? What part of no don't you understand? What kind of girl do you think I am? A kiss is a kiss, remove your forcible hand. What part of no don't you understand? A date is a date, I drew a line in the sand. What part of no don't you understand? A drink is a drink, it ain't permission to land. What type of girl do you think I am? A kiss is a kiss, remove your forcible hand. What part of no don't you understand? A date is a date, it's not permission to land. What part of no don't you understand?
Basically agreed that we need to be online. We've worked that one out.
Yeah.
It's like a no-brainer. Yep.
You're not in existence if you're not. You
Yeah.
just don't exist if you're not.
Yeah, and we've worked out that the quality of our recording isn't as important as, and this depending on our goals that we set, but it isn't as important possibly as the actual song itself. If we need we need good songs
Good songs.
to begin with,
Yeah.
Good lyrics.
Yeah.
then we need to look at our song and we need to say, what do I want to do with this? Where do I want the
Yes.
song to go? And then we write a goal. Then we go find our recording studio, is that right? And we talk to the person.
See, the other thing about
Yeah.
the quality of that song that you've put your heart and soul into writing, once it's recorded for a long time.
Oh,
So it'll
yeah.
be there after you die.
Yeah.
So think about how
Want it to be
you
right.
want the rest of the world to hear you
Mm.
after you die. It's recorded for eternity.
Yeah.
Mm.
Think
And then
about
there's the flip side of that, how much money do I have?
Yeah. And therein lies the yin and yang of it, of producing anything though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do
I would
I
love
want to
to
bake
go-
good cakes and how
I'd
much
love
money
to
do I
go
want to spend to
over
make
here,
a good cake? Yeah.
But will
Absolutely.
they accept my $5?
However, if
Well, this is the whole problem. I mean,
if you do it strategically, like sit down and think about it beforehand and make some goals and have a whole strategy about it, rather than just, oh gee, what I'm going to do next. You've got a strategic plan and you stick to that plan, and if it comes against a big barrier, you adjust that plan and keep moving forward. You will ultimately end up with a better product than if you didn't do that.
Exactly. So if I want to go out and get a really good top-notch product of one song that I think is going to do
Yeah.
really well,
Yeah.
I sit down and write out my goals, and then I might think, oh, this is going to cost me $20,000. No, I can't do this. So then I could start thinking of a way, writing a goal about how I can actually go about doing that. I mean, maybe I know someone that might want to be in my band.
That's what thinking strategically is.
I don't know,
That's what
sponsoring,
strategic thinking is.
sponsorship, something.
Well, I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, are there any like online like scouts? Because in the older, like musicians used to think, wow, a record company would like listen to it, and somebody had picked them up, and then suddenly there'd be the opportunity for exposure, whatever. Are there online scouts
Good
scouting
question.
around for
Yeah,
people?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
it's a
there
very good
were.
question.
I think everybody's
Yeah.
a scout these days.
Yeah.
I think,
Everybody's a critic anyway.
I think the new scouts is just the algorithm.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
That's
yes,
what we
yes,
need to
yes.
do.
There's nothing really else.
I think that's where the conversation earlier about these kingmakers at Spotify. They're kind of like the new scouts,
Right.
getting their attention, so
Right.
that they put your music on their
Their
playlists,
panel.
and by doing
Yeah.
so, the rest of the world hears it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good point.
I'd just
Good
like to
question,
actually butt in the summary at this point
Yep.
and just say to everybody out there that's hopefully watching, if you've got any tips for us around algorithms, is that what it's called? Yep.
No, you'll get
Algorithms,
inundated.
algorithms.
You'll
of
get
course.
inundated.
You'll get stormed.
You're gonna get swamped, man.
That's all right,
You'll get
comments.
swamped,
All the
Underneath it,
musicians out
So
there.
what you were saying
Hello,
is
Brenda.
everybody out there that's a digital geek who knows everything about this shit. Whammo.
But as well as
Everybody
that,
does. Everybody's an expert.
and as
Yeah.
well as that,
Almost.
anybody that's got questions too.
Yes,
We're
yeah, great
really,
idea.
really great. Not that
Great
we're
idea.
promising we can
Yeah.
answer them, but maybe you can answer each other's things. Or I could perhaps find out some answers to the questions and come back another time.
Yeah.
Doing it.
Great idea.
The media print, newspapers, is
Yeah.
that an important factor?
I think it's
I
to
think
and-
on a
to a
local,
degree.
online,
I think
yeah.
on a local
And
level,
online.
yes.
Yeah.
On a
To
local
locals,
level.
yes, yeah.
Yes.
But when it's
Yeah.
online as well, so it's
Yeah.
the locals see it and then it goes online and other
Yeah.
people can look at it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's right. If you've got print going and you've got the best of both worlds, then the printed and the digital
Yeah.
format.
That's absolutely true.
Whammo,
Yeah.
yes.
And of course, but perhaps something we haven't really talked about because we don't have representatives here is radio and television. But I think it's a given if you can get your song on television, you're doing really well. Radio too, that's very hard to get on the rock or something like that. But I mean, we've got Monarch Music and we are starting to get a little bit of local music.
Yeah, look, if you read the latest posts from, what's her name, from music.net.nz, what's her name?
Not
Lisa.
yeah.
Lisa Jones, yeah. She is valid in her stripping down of the radio industry and the television industry in New Zealand in terms of the way they've treated New Zealand artists. It's just sheer snobbery. It has been for decades. Decades, and it might fuck up all the way back to the NZBC, which came from the BBC, which said no, we only accept these types of artists.
Yes, exactly.
And that's where we inherited our criteria for
Yeah.
New Zealand. What's good in New Zealand? And we all know how where that's going to lead us.
Yeah.
It's led us to
Yeah.
this. And still, we have these people, gatekeepers, as you call them, gang, who are choosing people from offshore
Yeah.
over us.
Yeah.
That is the main problem, and Lisa is on the money with what she's saying about,
absolutely.
So yeah, she's just a stalwart of New Zealand music support. She's just wonderful. So yeah, no, I've got no time for
So
that.
basically, we just have to use what we can.
Yes, indeed, yes.
And for now, don't worry about television and most of the radio stations. At least it's a radio station that's happy to listen.
Does anybody actually watch television in New Zealand anymore?
I haven't watched television for
No.
about 10 years.
Bye bye.
I moved before December and my television's still not hooked up.
I think heavens forbid I switch my television on. Well, actually, I have an Apple TV. We don't actually have a television aerial or anything like that
It's
on our work.
Netflix.
But
Yeah,
everything's
exactly.
run through my Apple TV. And I think last night was the first time ever that I actually went in. And I thought, I actually need to go and watch some television only because I want to watch the news.
Right.
That was it.
Yep.
And
Scott, what about you?
I only watch it in the staff room because it's on.
yeah. Boom.
Yeah. What about radio then?
I haven't listened to
I
radio
haven't listened to the radio since,
years.
since 2006.
I've just started because I don't have a CD in my car at the moment. Just started to listen to Monarch music, but I refuse to listen to anything else.
Yep.
Yeah. Jen?
Yeah, sometimes it's just if you're in a work environment and
it's
you-
there.
and you're stuck there and you listen
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
That's a good point because
Yeah.
when we say no, I don't listen to the radio, actually you do. Subconsciously, it's around you all
Yeah.
the time. You know?
Like the shopping
That's why
malls.
they pay APRA
Yeah.
for shopping malls, for coffee shops, for
Uh-huh.
because those radio stations are blasting artist music,
Mm.
you know, and getting into our subconscious.
Actually, it's funny you did make a good point because if you do it that way, I go, actually, when I get in a taxi, because I don't drive, obviously,
Yeah.
so I have to taxi everywhere, so unfortunately, I do hear the radio
Mm.
and all sorts of stations.
Involuntarily.
Involuntarily. But if you ask me when I last
Choice.
consciously listened to the radio, I
Right.
can tell you when
Yeah.
that was way back in July 2006.
Wow,
Wow.
who knows the date?
So you drive around
I
in the
had to
taxi,
cut-
That's a big
touch the radio
conscious
since.
decision, eh?
Yeah.
so you
Yeah,
drive
radio
around
New
in the
Zealand.
taxi going la 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 la.
So interesting to know what other people think about that. Are we really interested to know, guys, if you listen to the radio or the television?
Mm.
I mean, I don't know how
Much.
many remember this, but remember there was a New Zealand quota.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was actually going to do, I've just done a thesis and I was going to do it on that quota. I rang up Brad King from The Rock, who's an old mate of mine from Taranaki, and I asked him about it and he goes, oh, no, don't get into that mess, mate. It's a... And I said, what happened to it? He goes, it just fell apart because there was no compulsion to do it. It was voluntary, so
Yeah, exactly.
no one give a damn. We all sort of kind of went along and said, yes, okay,
Yeah.
and then nothing. And it just died.
Yeah.
So, you know...
Yeah. Once again, that's that whole snobbery
Yes.
overseas
Yeah.
Yes.
influence
Yes.
that's being told, no, you're going to play
Absolutely.
this, okay, you know.
Yep.
You can actually even see it on Spotify with the Kingmakers, and if you look at like there's playlists like New Music Friday and various other ones of that nature, and they're all run from Australia. And most of the stuff
Yeah.
on those playlists
Yes.
is Aussie,
Yeah.
not Kiwi.
Yep.
I genuinely tried to find a New Zealand version of that and I couldn't find it. And
There
I
ain't
think they
one.
recently made one like
Because
last week.
Spotify actually don't have any offices here in New Zealand, they're all in Aussie.
Oh,
That's the case for a lot of companies. You know, Sky TV for a long time didn't come here. And when the guy came in to set my thing up, he told me it was all Australian. I said, well, how come? He goes, well, you know, think of it this way. There's 4 million people in New Zealand, and the country's that big, and there's 4.5 billion people in Sydney, and it's that big. So we don't need to come here. We're doing you a favour. And I went,
Arrogant.
okay. I get you. But a lot of that is it, because it is just a numbers game, eh?
population thing.
Yeah, it is just a...
Yeah.
So artwork. So I'm just trying to sum it up. So artwork is not that important.
No.
There's
The albums I've released, there's been artwork on it. No, I'm probably the least person to really be commenting on visual arts because you know I could draw with a ruler and a protractor and things, but I'm not an artist.
I took that as being recognition. Once
Right,
again,
yeah.
if something on if a person recognises that person,
so you think of face.
yeah,
Faces. Got it.
yeah, facial.
Although it could be
Always
the
better a
icon.
picture rather than a. Like even David Bowie, I remember years ago when he bought that Diamond Dogs. It was like a cool album
Yeah,
cover, but it
yeah,
had
yeah.
no
Yeah,
But
space.
your
Yeah.
intention.
Yeah.
So it is, maybe it is a little bit
It's,
important.
it's kind of sad, but I find for me, since obviously I went to Spotify and all the other platforms, I don't pay so much attention to the album cover or other.
It's because it's
Yeah.
all stored in there, Gav. It's out of sight, out of mind. It's not
Yeah,
in
it's
the
in the
corner.
bottom
It's
corner
not
kind
over
of thing,
in the
you
corner
know.
where you can pick it up and go, oh wow, look at that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just in
exactly.
our phones. It's in our
I
phones.
used to love looking at the covers and stuff, and wow, you know. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, Anthony Coulter, he recently had a album cover that
Yeah, cool too.
Scorpio. Scorpio's a good song actually, and it's actually great. Michael Finesse, he did it. Yeah, and that I must admit, that album cover, even though it's not just an online album cover, I think that might draw me to actually if I was to see 5 albums next to
Right,
each
so
other.
you're answering your own question.
Yeah, I am a little bit, but I
Well
just was
done. No, it's
interested
great.
to see what other people thought. Yeah,
Mhm.
you know.
Mm.
Okay, so we're out. We don't know about that one then. The jury's out on that one. Goal setting. We've talked about that, and we've decided that obviously it's important
Yeah.
if we want to reach our audience, and to get a product. You know, a whole goal setting of how we're going to go about recording and all the rest of it.
Well, it's more. I'd just like to add something there. Goal setting is just one part of
Yes.
what's needed in a strategic plan.
Yeah,
The plan really is
the plan.
what will get you a better product at the end of it.
Oh, it's like, because you got the goal and then it's the plan to get there.
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
yeah.
What's going to get you a better product, and what's going to get that better product in front of more eyeballs and more ears?
Yeah, and I guess just as many things as you can. I mean, the artwork appeals to me,
Mm.
so that it possibly is something that you do have to take into
Just try and
consideration.
get as many
It's the
people's
visual
yeah.
thing.
I mean, as many different people's eyes on your wall.
I mean,
yeah,
if
so-
I've got 5 albums to look at and I don't know any of the people, I'm probably going to pick the one
Well,
that
see,
is the most visually appealing.
even albums aren't really a big part of the scene these days.
No,
No,
singles.
no,
I know
they're
it's
not
going.
singles,
It's going
yeah.
songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brenda's plan was to release all that stuff that he recorded at Tim's in an album.
Yeah.
Didn't work out that way
No.
because these days it's a single,
Song.
a video,
Yeah.
single. The artwork in the video is very important. Very
Oh,
important.
Yeah, that's
I,
it. Sorry.
I would almost go to far say the video is probably, and it's sad, probably more important than the song is for
Yeah,
a
you're right.
reasonable
Yeah.
demographic now.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Scott? Video.
Okay. Video, it's very important, but it could also lead to you just being kind of a one-hit wonder. That's the thing. Because if they know you for one song, or like one music video,
Do you watch music videos?
well, yeah, but like
Yeah.
it's a lot of music videos. They're like, oh, I remember that one song or that one music video. Don't remember any other song, because I know the video, not the song itself.
What do you think, Jeff?
I'd like to make, yes, I just suddenly thought, bing! An example that came to mind with me was Ed Sheeran, when he did that video when he was dancing with the girl,
Thinking out loud.
thinking out loud, that's the one, and then Perfect or whatever, and then what happens? All around New Zealand you've got all these weddings and all these people are buying his songs because they're romantic. He thought about the target, the people that would love that
Yeah, so
song,
goal setting.
and that was so very clever. So then all the romantics and whatever, bang, they
So,
love that
you know,
song.
Well,
Yeah.
if you want to discuss the importance of video music, 3 letters, MTV.
Mm.
It's already happened, you know.
So you think that? Yeah, yeah,
Oh, you asked the bands in the 80s,
Mm.
that's how they became that big.
yeah.
Was MTV. They were big, but once MTV happened,
And they didn't end up in
Yeah.
Dire Straits.
Yeah, they just took off into orbit once that
yeah,
happened.
man.
They did. So, hey, just before we finish, you know, because a lot of musicians obviously go around and play live and make money, but with this virus that's going around at the moment, yeah,
Maybe
that
not.
will be cancelled.
What, you been playing live?
Yeah, a lot
I
of
will have to
people.
play
I need to check my diary.
We won't be, yeah.
Impossible.
I thought
I
you
was
were
thinking this could be a really good opportunity for us to do some online live.
Well, what did I just say for you to
Yeah.
open your show up?
Yeah,
with
Yeah,
guitar?
exactly.
yeah.
I mean, you know, we could just do our little concerts at home and share them around, and
Like
it could
what
be a
we do.
way, like we're doing now, and it'll be a way of promoting our albums.
Yeah,
Maybe.
true.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Or our singles, sorry. Anyway, I think that's basically all that we're going to talk about.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I've basically covered everything. I think I just go around the circle. So Scott, what did you get out? What did you get out of today? One thing. Main thing.
I'm tired. That's really about it. That's all I got. That's all I got for today.
No, you didn't get anything out of the discussion at all.
I can't think of like the last 10 seconds. So no.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the best thing for me was the fact that you invited Scott because the generation, obviously, you know, he's a digital native.
Yeah.
There's never been a time in his life that the internet never existed. And he was
That's right.
born post-internet.
Wow.
And that's a big difference here, you know, whereas the rest of us are...
We were born
Yeah.
pre-internet.
We're all
yeah,
pretty
yes, we're all
Speaking
not
of-
digital natives. We're digital analog
Yeah.
natives, or whatever.
Yeah.
But
We're
so
still listening to
listening to the responses,
Yeah.
really quite fascinating.
Interesting.
Especially his first one about your first one, Scott, about
Don't forget.
I go down to a record shop. And I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah, that blew me away.
No,
Yeah.
Has anyone else the right track?
that's,
Was it just you?
that's a thing that's coming back. Is
Yeah.
Vinyl way.
Yeah,
Vinyl,
that's
vinyl.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's the higher, what do you call it?
Quality, yeah.
And it looks better on a mantelpiece or whatever.
Absolutely.
That's
See?
the new thing.
Yeah,
And there's the
the
visuals,
cover.
you know the whole thing.
And Scott, of course, was brought up on M&M.
Oh, wow.
I don't think
On
it
the
really
stereo.
correlates. They really does not correlate.
Because his mother used to thrash it all for years. Anyway, when he was a little boy. Sorry, Scott.
Well, sorry for bringing it up, or sorry for doing that.
Boom.
He loved M&M though. Actually, we won't go
Well,
into that.
he would have. You drummed it into him.
Yeah, you threw him in the deep end.
Torturous woman.
He even had his book. Anyway, Jen. Oh no, did I get to? Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Last Les, Jen.
Yes, well, I realise that there's a lot of stuff that I don't know about, that I need to ask advice and just
Same.
work as a team with people.
Great. And Gavin?
I'm going with Les. That's like fascinating listening to Scott's answers and going, I have to go home and readjust some of the things I'm thinking about because, you know, whether we want to admit it or not, sorry for the rest of us, but this is our next target audience, you know.
Yeah,
And
true.
so we've got to start
Yep.
thinking how
Like
they
that.
think.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Not about us, it's about them. Because
They're the audience.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for sharing.
It has
for
been
putting this
awesome.
together.
I've wanted to do this for quite a while.
Oh, the record button's off.
No, it's fine. The question is though, has it actually recorded? And if it hasn't, we'll be meeting next week.
We'll restart again after this.
Oh,
Just right away.
See, we know our answers now. So.
Oh, that was
They might
great.
change one next week.
I might just sit here and be quiet.
So you go to the record store.
Now I'm definitely just going to be a listener. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because I was sitting here, when you were asking him questions, I was thinking, well, he's just going to listen.
Nice.
Somebody
so
clicked, I was like,
Thank you very much for being on the show. And thanks guys for tuning in. And I'm going to be back in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to be addressing any questions or comments that you've got written underneath. So just let me know. And I might even do a live update. So, but I'll let you know. And and I'm hoping to get another few of these in the can too. So that this is our first one. But hoping to do a few more of these different types of subjects with different people on the panel. So we can explore different subjects together on a very local level. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool guys.
Cool. Thank you.
Cut.
Bye.
That's a
Bye.
cut. That's a tape. Cut.
Bye.